Hi, got a sunny standing sequence for you. So this is gonna be quite energetic and move us about quite a bit. So yeah, make sure you're not particularly tired at the moment, but it's going to feel nice to move. We're going to get a bit of stretch and a bit of strength into our body and remain standing, so no having to come down to your mat. So I would suggest you're next to a wall if you find that your balance can sometimes be thrown off a little bit now. Or yeah, just it's always nice to have that. It's a little bit of support. So yeah, however you're feeling, come to the front of your mat. And I'm going to use a block. You don't have to use the block. I'm going to just show you how to use it in triangle if you need it. But we're going to start the front of the mat, feet nice and hip width. So think skeleton, so we're nicely balanced. And rolling your shoulders down the back, send the arms down and stand nice and tall just for a couple of breaths. So just think about your focus, think about your intention for this little practice. Are you wanting to build a bit of strength and a bit of energy and a bit of, get a bit of sweat going? That's okay. Or equally, are you going to move gently and think about how you're nurturing your body as you move? So, about moving and getting the joints and muscles all freely working together. So, whatever your intention is, maybe it's just to spend a bit of time on your own breath and your own movement. That's all good. There's always good reasons. So taking another deep breath here and exhale everything out, and we'll just prepare to move. So inhale, raise the arms, lift the gaze, big reach through the front of the body, and then exhale, soften and release everything down. Again, inhale, maybe take a bend into the knees. Big lift up, maybe lift the gaze a little higher. Exhale, releasing it down. So just moving with the breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And this time we're going to bring the arms back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest. You don't have to lift the gaze this time. And then exhale, release. And we're going to reach forward. So rounding the upper back. So we're going to do this movement a few times in the practice today. So reaching forward, rounding the back. You're not going to get much roundness in the lower back, but we're looking for a bit of length. Inhale. Lift the chest. Think about that expanse across the front, squeezing the elbows towards each other along the back. They're not going to get there. And release it down. Okay, hands on the hips, feet a little bit wider than our hip width. And we're just going to start with a few circles. So pushing the hips forward, rolling them back. So it's all coming hopefully from the pelvis, a little bit from the waist. We're going to get a little bit of movement going. So maybe taking this into smaller circles now, bending the knees, going for a little wiggle. It's a bit of a dance. So taking it the other way. So I'm starting with these smaller circles, doing them quite fast. You could be just rolling quite slowly, finding, a bit of movement that feels good in your body. And release to the center. Taking the hands above the knees, bending down a little bit, sticking the bottom out, and gaze is down. My shoulders are rolling forward, and then we're going to inhale, expand the chest, roll the shoulders back, lift the gaze, and then exhale, allowing yourself to hang forward and down. So this is all loose in the front. And you're tucking your pelvis under a little bit. Inhale, expand through the front. We're lifting the pelvis back. So back is, think sit bones backing up. And then rolling forward and down again. So it's a little bit of a cat-cow type movement, but think more pelvis and shoulders rather than abdomen and lower back. Last one. Bring it forward, push firmly down into the feet, and come back up to stand. Okay, stepping out to your side and bringing the feet parallel. We're going to come into triangle, a little sequence of triangle and warrior stuck together. So turning the right foot out, reaching through the arms for our balanced start, reaching over that long leg and bringing the hand either to the hip, to the shin, depending how your practice is feeling. Maybe you're taking your fingers to a block or a chair or against the wall, and then maybe looking to the top hand, spreading across the chest, thinking about the length and the side of the torso, pushing firmly down into the feet. And bringing this top arm around the back, and we're going to sweep this bottom arm all the way up, coming into reverse triangle. And again, this length in the side of the body. Maybe you prefer to take the hand down the side of the leg, that's all good. And lunge into the front leg now for a reverse warrior. My gaze is up, you could be looking down. Release the arm, turn forward to the front of the mat and come onto the toes of the back foot. So we're now in a high lunge. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, squeeze the elbows towards each other down the back. And again, so I'm going to start to lean forward. You can just keep this upright. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. One more, inhale. Coming forward, lifting up, squeezing it back. And we're going to add in a dip. So bringing my hands to the hips, dipping down towards the floor and straightening up that back leg. So you could add in a lift through the arms at the same time, or keep these two actions separate. Lift and dip down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, squeeze and dip. And release, leaning forward a little bit, coming into the front and stepping up to the front of the mat. So before we go into the other side, we're going to do a little bit of a sideways bend. So inhale, reaching up, taking hold of the right wrist and coming over towards the left. So making sure you're not overbalancing yourself here. Hand could be on the hip, or you could be against the wall. Show you on the other side. And release. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Big, think about the length in the body, and then coming over to the other side. So you're pushing your hips one way, so you could have the hand against the wall, which actually makes it easier to come deeper into your side bend. And release. Coming into those hip circles again. This time I'm making them a bit bigger, a little bit more dramatic. So this is all about, how something feels for you. So thinking about getting the pelvis as mobile as possible. You want to, put on some music. Make it like a dance. The more you can sway and swing and roll and rock, the better you're going to feel. So put on some gentle music, some pumping music, whatever suits you. Okay, coming into the other side. So I'm going to use the block again, stepping out to the opposite side this time. So for me, it's to my right. Reaching through the arms for our steady triangle to start with, turning the left foot out and coming down over this left side. So your hand could be on the block, could be on the thigh or the hip. Reaching the top arm up, gaze to the top hand if your balance is good. If you feel better looking down, go for that. Just think about the length in the back of the neck, length in the body, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, steady and strong. Lunging into, no we're not, we're keeping that leg straight. We're coming into our reverse triangle. Reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling, gaze towards that hand. So again, all about the length in the side of the body. Maybe you're reaching the arm down the back leg and stretching a little bit more. Now taking it into the lunge for our reverse warrior. Anytime if anything's feeling like it's too long a hold, you move out of it. And release. So we're turning forward again, this time coming into the high lunge. You can't keep the heel down. But you're going to get more into the front of the hip if you come onto the toes. So as long as that feels okay for your balance, again, you could keep the hand on the wall. Think about the back leg being straight, tucking the pelvis under slightly. Nice and strong in your stance. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze down the back. And again, we could take this lunge over the front leg. It's going to make it a stronger action, so make sure that's the one that you need today. And exhale. And one more. Taking the hands to the hips. We'll start with those dips into the back leg. So this time, you're just bending the back knee, tucking the pelvis under a little bit more. So it might just be a little action for you, or you might feel nice and strong and want to dip a little bit further. Just watch you don't overdo it. squeeze. You can come into it at the same time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip down. One more. And again, reaching forward, taking the weight into the front leg and stepping up to the front of the mat. Okay, taking the feet wider. This time, instead of the rolls through the hips, I'm going for a hip swing. So push into one side and then the other. Again, this could be nice and slow or maybe a bit more dramatic, whatever feels good for you. And if you do prefer with the rolling, yeah, go for that. So I've now got the hips sticking out behind and going for more of that swing. And so as you do, abdomen's just release. Maybe now you're taking the hands to the knees and continuing to rock. Okay, settling into your standing position again. So this time, a little warrior sequence. I think about, yeah, warrior and goddess. So stepping out to the left. Whoop. Yeah, watch your balance. Turning the right foot out, coming into warrior 2. So it's very similar to what we've just done. Think about sinking into that space between legs. Back leg is straight, front leg is bent. Remember, balanced in the centre. We're trying not to reach too far forward. Coming into your reverse inhale, lift. Think about the length in the side of the body. And then straightening up the front leg. Taking both hands to the hips, turn the right foot in. And we're going to come into our goddess squat. So take your feet to almost like a 45-degree angle. So not all the way out as we did with the warrior. And we're going to sit down and back. So the hips are coming a little bit out, a little bit back for our goddess squat. Inhale, sweeping it up, straightening the legs, lift the hands. Exhale, that same squeeze that we were doing down the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. So you could be coming down a little or you could be coming down a lot. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, bringing it down, interlace the hands behind and come up to stand, lifting the chest, lift the gaze. Taking a big breath there. And then turn the feet in so that they're parallel to the front edge of the mat and come forward into your wide leg forward fold. If this feels comfortable with the arm up the back, you can lift, keep the neck nice and long, looking down. I've come into the halfway position. That's more than plenty. If you want to come further, yeah, by all means. Release the hands, if they're not already, and take them to above your knees and extend through the body. So trying to straighten the legs, trying to stick the bottom out a little bit more. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And exhale. Soften the knees. And come all the way up to stand. Okay, turning the left foot out now. Coming into your reverse triangle, reaching that left arm up towards the ceiling, right hand's coming down the back, and lunge into that left side. So we've now got our reverse warrior on the left side. Again, you could be looking down, you could be against the wall. Release the arms down, gaze forward over that left hand, rolling the shoulders down the back, reaching through the fingertips. Steady gaze, steady stance. A nice, long, steady breath. So from here, straightening everything up. Turn the left foot in. Inhale, lift the chest again. Exhale, release. Okay, we're going to heel toe the feet together. And I'm going to come into a little balance. In fact, I'm going to turn towards you. So again, take it against the wall. If you feel you're going to need that extra support, it's always good. So we're going to start by lifting the right leg up in front, holding on to the knee, rolling the shoulders down the back, standing nice and strong and tall. And if you can, it's a steady gaze, steady breath. So we're going to switch the hold. maybe reaching down the leg and moving the foot back, or move it back and then catch hold. Thinking about the hip coming forward, squeeze the bottom, lengthen the chest and roll the shoulders back and down. If it feels okay for your balance, you're maybe going to lift up the opposite arm. Think about that. Lengthen the body as you stand tall. And release. Bringing this leg up in front again and cross so that the foot balances just above the knee, and then start to sit back and down. So we're starting to push our bottom back as we reach the chest kind of forward. So it's not about dipping forward, this is more about pushing the bottom back. So the more you push it back and lower, yeah, the chest kind of comes forward to balance anyway. This is about this hip, so go as far as you're feeling it in the hip. If you feel it in your knees, this is not for you. Stand tall, take it into tree pose. Inhale, lifting up, go for a little lift and place it down. So I'll go through that on the other side again. So again, get next to the wall if you feel you need it. So if you are going to use the wall, yeah, be nice and close. Hold the knee up in front. Think about this length grounding down through the standing leg. Standing leg is straight, torso is tall, shoulders are released down, neck's nice and long. Switch your grip, holding the ankle or the foot. So if this holding behind isn't working for you, the foot could be pushed onto the top of a chair. Thinking here about squeezing the bottom, pushing the hips forward, lifting the chest, shoulders rolling down the back. And then as we bring it forward, release your hold, taking the knee up and forward in front, crossing it over so that the foot is on the top, bottom of the thigh, just above the knee, and flex the foot that is pushing into the standing leg. So that activates all the connections in here. Start to push the bottom out and back and sit down into it. So the standing leg is bending, it's working like a little bit of a spring. Again, if you feel it in the knees, it's not for you. Inhale, lift up. This is going to be great if you struggle with sciatica. And coming back to the front of the mat. So we're almost done. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend the knees, sending the bottom out and back. Hands are coming to the top of the knees, and inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, squeezing the pelvis under, so you're squeezing your bottom, rolling yourself under. Again, you're not going to get much movement in the back here. Inhale, lift. So thinking about bottom out and back, and then tucking it under, squeezing the bottom, chin towards the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. And last little thing, taking the weight into the right side. Maybe you're taking both hands to that right thigh, straightening up the left and looking to that side. Left hand can come to the hip, or maybe you feel steady enough to lift into the twist and release it down. Coming into the left side, right hand comes to the left leg, straightening up the right leg. Inhale, take the twist if you wish, and release it down. One more to each side, taking that length and twist. Hand doesn't even have to come up, you could wrap it around your back if that feels better for you. Dipping down, straightening the right leg, taking the weight into the left side for the twist on that left. Untwist, then push firmly down into the feet. Rise up, press the palms, and release. Give yourself a shake, give yourself a moment, take a few breaths. It's quite an active sequence, so you might want to now sit, have a couple of twists, a little breathing session, 3-4 minutes, nice calming breath before you go on and do something else. So have a good day. It's really sunny here, so hope you're having a good one. Bye.